Yo, what's up guys? So I've been playing WoW now for, how long has WoW been out? Is it 13, 14 years? I think it's 13. Anyway, yeah, I've been playing WoW since, well, pretty much its release. So I thought I'd take a good old trip down memory lane and share some stories of my experiences from when I was a wee little noob. Just a heads up by the way, my next machinima is on its way, so hopefully that'll be out in a week or two, maybe 3 because machinima takes forever. So yeah, sit back and relax. This is the story of my first day playing WoW. I got into WoW because a good friend of mine had started playing it. I popped over his house one day and usually, we'd go chill on the PlayStation or watch some TV, but this time he was glued to his computer playing this game I'd never seen or even heard about. See, before this, I had no idea what an MMO was. My experience of gaming was platform games like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot games on the PS1 and the occasional FPS like Halo and Call of Duty. No word of a lie, I remember this day like it was yesterday. When I sat down beside him, he was running through Scholomance. The first thing I saw was him and his group entering a room, and at the far end of the room was this huge lich boss waiting. I watched him play his game for hours, from the early afternoon until pretty late at night. I was just amazed that you could interact and see real people from around the world, questing together, doing dungeons together, and well, just the fact you could see real people running around, it was mind-blowing for me. It was something I'd never seen before, and I knew I had to have this game. So the next day after school, I went to the local game shop. Oh, and by the way, I'm about 11 years old in this story, and I bought WoW with some pocket money that I'd saved up. The second I got home, I ran upstairs to the room where the family computer was kept, and instantly began installing. The installation took what felt like forever. If I remember rightly, Vanilla WoW was 5 discs. I'm pretty sure it was 5 discs. I haven't got the box anymore, so I can't check, but I'm pretty sure it was 5 discs. It finally finished installing in the late evening, but it wouldn't let me play this game. Whenever I clicked the play button, it would bring up this screen that had a progress bar. Now, I had never experienced a game that required patches before, so I had no clue whatsoever. I'd never needed to patch Spyro. So I thought the game was broke or something, so I uninstalled it and tried installing it again to be met with that same annoying screen. So I decided to leave the screen open and just wait. Well, it was a long ass wait. Internet was pretty crap back then. If I remember rightly, our download speed back then was about 56 kilobytes a second. Not megabytes or gigabytes, but kilobytes. It took forever to download. I don't think it actually finished downloading the patches till like 3 or 4 in the morning, which I waited up for, by the way. I was just that excited, I just could not sleep, I had to play this game. So I remember I turned the PC monitor off, so my parents thought the PC was off, and then I went to bed. Well, I say I went to bed, I kind of lied in bed and just pretended to be asleep. And then when my parents went to sleep, I snuck back in the room where the PC was to check on the download, and I just sat there and watched this download bar slowly move until it was finally done. So, with the game installed and the patches downloaded, I was ready to start playing. Nope! A subscription? What? I've already bought the game, why do I need to pay a subscription? So, I'm not particularly proud of this moment, but I may have gone into my mum's handbag and took a credit card out to activate the account. Yeah, not my proudest of moments, but I did remove the card off of the account though before any payment was taken out, because you get a month free with the game. So, all ready to go. Then the cinematic comes up. Wow. Even to this day, the vanilla cinematic is, it looks amazing, even still now. The dwarf and the bear walking on the snowy mountains by Ironforge, the night elf druid transforming into a cat, the warlock with the infernals falling from the sky. Never before was I so excited to play a game, and come to think of it, I don't think I've been that excited to play a game since. Maybe Wrath's release day, or when Demon Hunters were announced to be a new class of Legion. I'm pretty sure those are the only 2 times since. As the installation and patch download took forever, I was reading up on all of the classes in the manual that came with the game, and I had decided between 3 different classes: the Hunter, the Warlock, and the Paladin. I knew I wanted to be a human, so that meant I couldn't be a hunter, because back then humans couldn't be hunters. So I played eeny meeny miny mo between the Warlock and the Paladin won. I made my character and hit that beautiful enter world button for the first time. I watched that infamous human starting cutscene and listened to the tidbits of human lore it provided, and then bam! I saw my character in game for the first time standing there. Now, if any of you played before Cataclysm, you'll probably remember how dark nighttime was in WoW, and as it was around like 4 AM, it was still nighttime in game. I couldn't see shit. Having no clue what to do and not being able to see anything was not a good mix, but damn, it was cool. Now, as I mentioned earlier, my previous gaming experience was mainly platform games, so I had no idea what a quest was, so I completely ignored the very obvious exclamation point over the first NPC you see's head, and I just began wandering around. One thing I knew was that characters had levels. The higher the level, the more powerful the character. But I didn't know about quests, so I thought you just killed monsters to level up, and that's what I did. No word of a lie, I spent the next 2 hours straight killing the sheep that spawn around the outskirts of Northshire. I remember thinking, this game is hard, I've been killing these sheep for hours but my XP hasn't even moved. But then I saw someone run past me, a level 34 gnome mage. I followed him to Goldshire, desperate to ask him how I can level quicker, because, I wasn't going anywhere right now. But then I realised I had no idea how to open up the chat box. I pressed pretty much every key on the keyboard until I finally hit enter, and then I asked him, why should you level? He told me to do quests. Quests? What are quests? He told me to look for quest givers, NPCs with exclamation points above their heads. I ran back to Northshire and clicked that beautiful golden exclamation point, and my leveling journey really began. I've just realised when I was killing sheep, how did I not see the wolves? I have no idea. Anyway, I remember my mum came into the room and asked if I'd slept yet. Of course pretend I just woke up, because if she found out I slept all night playing WoW, I'd be in massive trouble. It was around this time the friend who introduced me to WoW in the first place, came on MSN. I messaged him saying I'd made a paladin and just finished Northshire and I have no idea what to do next. He came online and said he couldn't see me in Northshire. He then asked me, what realm are you on? I was thinking, what's a realm? He proceeded to tell me that we could only play together if we were on the same realm. My heart sunk. I had to remake my character. My beautiful paladin, my level 5 holy warrior that I spent the last 4 hours on. Just a quick side note, back then there was no cross-realm stuff, so you had to be on the same server to play with each other. So I logged out and remade my paladin on the Quel'Thel's realm to play with him. When I logged in, my friend was standing there, a level 60 warrior, sat upon his epic horse mount. I remember staring at his character for what was probably at least 5 minutes. I thought he looked so cool. I wanted a mount. I wanted shoulders and a helm. It's not a big deal nowadays, but back then, getting your first helm and shoulders was a massive moment. He gave me some money, I think it was only like 10 silver or something, and told me to go off and do some quests, and he would join me on his ult when I got to level 20 for some dungeons. I quickly finished Northshire and made my way over to Goldshire, quickly picking up all the quests and reading through them to find out where I needed to go to do them, because back then there was no markers on the map to find where you had to go, so you had to read through the quests to figure out. It's a bit of a farce. But as I set off north to find the mines, I saw someone asking for people to kill Hogger. I had no idea what Hogger was, but I wanted to join. I asked him if I could come. He told me I was a bit low level, but invited me anyway because, why not? So soon enough, our party was full. The leader was a warrior. We were joined by a mage, a warlock, and a priest. I followed them to the west of Elwyn Forest to pick up the Hogger quest from the wanted board. You know that bit in The Hobbit where Bilbo is like, I'm going on an adventure? That's pretty much how I felt. So we made our way through the forest, killing the gnolls as we went, clearing a path to Hogger. I was told to stay behind a bit so I didn't pull any more enemies than we needed, because if I remember rightly, I might be wrong here, but if memory serves, back then the aggro distance was a lot bigger than it is now. I'm not too sure on that, but I think it was. Anyway, after killing the gnolls, there he was, Hogger, patrolling near the river. Just a quick side note, by the way, in vanilla, Hogger was one badass motherfucker, the bane of every lowbie human. So the warrior told us the plan. He was to attack Hogger first and get aggro. The mage, the warlock, and I would then start attacking, and then the priest would focus on healing. I had no idea what aggro was, but I didn't care. I was pumped. The warrior charged, following by the frost bolts and shadow bolts from the mage and warlock. I ran at Hogger, clicking my auto attack button repeatedly. But then the warrior died. The priest wasn't healing him. Hogger ran at the mage. The mage ran, kiting Hogger around as I chased him, swinging my two-handed mace. Within 2 hits, the mage died. But Hogger was getting low. As he bounded towards the priest, the warlock and I continued hitting him with everything we had. Hogger caught up to the priest, and with 1 hit, she died. Out of nowhere, a level 60 paladin appeared on his golden charger mount and killed Hogger in 1 hit. My heart was racing, and I instantly thanked the paladin for saving the warlock and my life. He mounted back up again and just ran off. The group and I, we ran back to Goldshire to hand in our quest, and then we said our goodbyes. After that, I stopped playing my paladin for the rest of the day. I just wanted to try different classes to see what they had to offer, so I leveled each class to level 5. For a while, I settled on the warlock because they had pets, and being an edgy 11-year-old, demons are cool. I still think they're cool. So that's it for the story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any of your own WoW stories you want to share, post them in the comment section below because I would love to read them. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe for WoW content. Mainly machinima. I mainly make machinima, but I just do, general WoW stuff. So yeah. Cheers, guys.